Okay, let's unpack this. Have you ever paused to consider the Bible as a collection that includes incredibly passionate, maybe even explicitly erotic love poetry? Because today we're taking a deep dive, head first, really, into a part of Scripture that celebrates love, desire, and physical intimacy in a way that, well, it might just surprise you. Our mission today is to explore these ancient verses. We're talking specifically about the beautiful and, yeah, sometimes pretty explicit songs of love and desire shared between a husband and a wife. We're here to sort of extract the most potent insights about intimacy, the beauty of the body, and the profound pleasure of physical consummation. All is described in these powerful texts. It's a journey, really, into the heart of human connection.
Yeah, and what's truly fascinating here, I think, is how these ancient lyrics articulate this integrated wholeness of love and sex. It's really quite remarkable. They stand as a powerful counter-narrative to, many modern tendencies towards either what you might call loveless sex or maybe sexless love. Instead, Song of Solomon presents this truly biblical connection between conjugal affection and physical intimacy. It proclaims a complete and unashamed union. It speaks to what we were fundamentally created for, an ideal for deep fulfillment and joyous communion. It's not just rules, it's a vision for ecstatic unity.
Exactly. And to really sink our teeth into this, we're going to focus our attention specifically on chapter 1. And here, the language is, well, it's anything but coy. It embraces directness, vivid imagery, and this unmistakable sense of urgency. So prepare yourselves because we're about to explore desires and connections that are just as raw, authentic, and relevant today as they were thousands of years ago, offering insights that really transcend time and culture. Right from the very first verse, this chapter just it leaves no room for ambiguity about the intensity of desire. The female protagonist opens with an incredibly bold, really direct plea. Let him kiss me with the kisses of his mouth. There's no hesitation there, is there? No subtle hint. It's just pure, unadulterated longing. This isn't just about affection. It's a vivid declaration of the sheer intensity and pleasure she seeks from physical contact. She's not asking for a polite peck on the cheek, you know. She's demanding a deep, soul-stirring, passionate kiss that engages her whole being. What does that kind of opening tell us about the nature of this love?
Oh, it tells us everything right from the start. This isn't just any kiss she's longing for, it's specific. And she immediately elevates the experience, declaring, "For your love is better than wine." Now, in the ancient world, wine wasn't just a drink. It symbolized pleasure, celebration, joy, abundance, and, yes, a delightful loss inhibition. Think
Yeah.
about banquets, festivals, covenant ceremonies. Wine was central to these really deep human experiences. So when she says his love surpasses wine, she's not just making a casual comparison, not at all. She's saying his affection offers an experience more intoxicating, more deeply satisfying, more exhilarating than the finest sensory delights available. It implies an overwhelming, all-consuming effect of his affection, a surrender, really, to a powerful desire that's almost spiritual in its intensity. It's a love that you don't just feel. You taste it. You experience it with every fiber of your being. It's about a profound sensory engagement that goes way beyond mere physical touch.
That's such a powerful image, a love that permeates every sense. And it's not just kisses or the taste of love that captures her. The beloved's oils, his very essence, have a pleasing fragrance.
Hmm. And that's another powerful image, isn't it? Understood both literally and metaphorically. We know that in ancient cultures, the scent of oils and perfumes was intimately connected to sexuality. They were used to anoint and prepare the body for lovemaking, acting as powerful triggers for arousal and desire. But beyond the literal, what does this fragrance signify on a deeper level? How does scent become such a potent symbol of allure here?
You're right, the literal aspect is crucial. You can almost smell it, can't you? Imagine the immediate visceral response to a captivating scent that draws you in, stirs something deep within. But metaphorically, yeah, this fragrance extends beyond his physical presence. It suggests the attractive character and reputation of the beloved. It makes him desirable on multiple levels. It implies his very essence, his reputation, his moral character, his presence. It all radiates an allure that's as captivating as a fine perfume. It's about being drawn not just by physical appearance or touch, but by who the person is. His name itself, the text implies, is like a fragrant oil poured forth. So the very mention of him, the thought of his character, brings a different feel, an uplifting feel to any circumstance, much like how a familiar, comforting scent can instantly change your mood or bring back cherished memories. Right? This man's character is so attractive, so permeating, that the virgins love thee, which signifies that even those who haven't experienced deep intimacy with him yet are drawn to him. They desire that connection because of the sheer goodness and allure of his nature. It speaks to a holistic attraction, mind, body, and spirit.
So it's not just skin deep, it's a draw to his very being. And then we hear the woman's urgent plea, Take me with you. Let's run off together. Bring me into your bedroom. Or, draw me. We will run after thee. The king hath brought me into his chambers. This isn't a passive request. It's an urgent desire for shared intimacy, isn't it? For an elopement into a private, cherished space, a sanctuary just for them. She's saying, take me away, my king, my lover. Let's escape into our private world. And then there's this moment of vulnerability. She asks, tell me, oh my love, where are you leading your flock today? Where will you rest your sheep at noon? Then she adds, for why should I wander like a prostitute or like one veiled among the flocks of your companions? That's a deeply poignant question. It's a profound longing to be included, to be central to his world, to be seen as his rightful partner, not to be left out or mistaken for someone easily disregarded like some, veiled woman beside the flocks. She wants to be entwined with his daily life, to be close and connected even when physically apart. What does that reveal about her desires for security and commitment?
It reveals a profound need for both physical and emotional security. Absolutely. For belonging. She's not just asking for presence, she's asking for integration into his life, complete integration. And the man's response is just beautiful in its tenderness and guidance. If you don't know, oh most beautiful woman, and notice that affirmation right there, follow the trail of my flock to the shepherd's tents and there feed your young goats. He's not dismissing her concern, he's reassuring her, guiding her to their shared space, to their private world, a place of intimacy and belonging. He's essentially saying, stay close, stay where you belong in our shared life. This is your place. This directness, this immediate desire to bring her into his world and reassure her place within it, it sets a foundational tone for their entire relationship. It establishes a narrative of mutual desire, trust, and shared existence, where each partner actively seeks the well-being and integration of the other. It's a powerful invitation to their collective future, really.
That mutual reassurance, it leads us straight into some of the most striking and, frankly, explicit imagery in the chapter. The bride speaks of her beloved as a sachet of myrrh lying between my breasts. I mean, this is undeniably direct, an intimate depiction that evokes profound physical pleasure and closeness. Myrrh, a fragrant and often expensive spice, it just amplifies the sensual imagery, marking it as a sachet of sweet myrrh, heightening the entire sensory experience. She's not being subtle here, is she? She's making a bold, unapologetic declaration of physical, sensual delight, emphasizing his cherished, intimate position and the intoxicating aroma he brings. This is not veiled language. It's a celebration of raw physical desire.
Not veiled at all. It's remarkably forthright for ancient literature, especially within a religious text.
Yeah.
And the text goes even further, explicitly stating, he shall lie all night betwixt my breasts.
Yeah.
Right. This isn't a fleeting kiss or a momentary embrace. It speaks to sustained, profound intimacy, an absorption in the moment that lasts through the night. It highlights the longevity of their relationship, emphasizing that their connection isn't just about momentary sensual satisfaction. It's about a deep, enduring bond where they fully absorb one another's presence. And crucially, the breasts are presented here not just for procreation or nourishment, but explicitly as an erogenous zone, designed by God for pleasure within marital intimacy. This really challenges many later religious traditions that often shied away from the physical or positioned intimacy as solely for procreation. This text says, no, it's also for sheer, unadulterated pleasure and the satisfaction of profound needs, dealing with life issues and her emotions and satisfying her needs through that deep connection. It's holistic, a complete connection, foundational to a lasting and fulfilling bond.
That's a powerful statement about the divine design of pleasure within marriage. Really is. And as the narrative continues, we get the groom's perspective on his beloved as he describes her as a mare among Pharaoh's chariots, or a lovely filly. Now, this might sound a bit unusual to modern ears, maybe even strange, but it's a profound compliment, highlighting her captivating sexuality, her powerful allure, and even her strength. This isn't just a casual remark. It emphasizes her desirability and the profound effect she has on him. It symbolizes her vibrancy, her spirit, and her strong, attractive presence. What does it mean to be compared to a mare among Pharaoh's chariots in that cultural context? It sounds almost regal.
It is regal, absolutely. And it's a testament to her unique beauty and power. Pharaoh's chariots, you have to remember, would have been the pinnacle of military might and regal display in that era, often drawn by the finest, most spirited horses. So to compare his beloved to a mare among those chariots is to say she is exceptionally beautiful, vibrant, powerful, and utterly captivating. She stands out. She is noble, full of life, and commands attention. It suggests not just physical beauty, but also a certain spirited nature, a dynamic presence that enthralls him. It's an unusual comparison for us, maybe, but an incredibly potent image of admiration back then. It signifies that she is his prized possession.
not in a demeaning way, but in the way a king might admire his most magnificent and powerful horse. It elevates her desirability to something truly grand and impressive. It conveys his profound pride and admiration.
It really paints a picture of a woman who is not just beautiful, but also full of spirited life and strength, which is quite a compelling image. And this mutual admiration, it truly stands out throughout the chapter, doesn't it? You see this beautiful back and forth where they complement each other's beauty. Sometimes a surprising detail. How lovely are your cheeks with your earrings? And how stately is your neck accented with a long string of jewels? Like specific details. And the man responds, "Behold, you are beautiful, my love. You have dove's eyes." And she, not to be outdone, replies, "And you, my dear lover, you're so handsome." This isn't just polite conversation. This mutual admiration, it underscores the profound joy found in truly seeing and appreciating one another, not just as individuals, but as physical beings. What's the power in such explicit mutual affirmation?
Oh, the power is immense. Immense. It builds intimacy, trust, and security. In a relationship, acknowledging and articulating your partner's unique physical traits, their captivating eyes, the way their neck holds a jewel, the beauty of their skin, it fosters a deep sense of being seen and cherished.
Right.
It's about celebrating the very specific, unique beauty of that person. This open, reciprocal expression of admiration creates a safe space where both feel valued and desired. It helps prevent insecurities from taking root and reinforces the bond. It shows that their love is based on genuine appreciation for every facet of who the other person is, physically and emotionally. It's really a testament to finding profound joy in the other's existence.
And speaking of physical appearance, the woman's self-description is incredibly striking. "I am dark and beautiful," or the King James says, "I am black but comely." She immediately addresses it, explaining it's because the sun has burned my skin from working tirelessly in the vineyards. Now, in that culture, fair skin was often associated with leisure and luxury, while a darker complexion suggested manual labor, maybe a lower social standing. Yet she boldly asserts her physical allure, saying, "Don't look down on me just because my complexion is so dark." Because there's absolutely no shame here. She's unapologetically sensual, inviting admiration, despite what societal norms might suggest about her sun-darkened skin. She's essentially proclaiming, "I am weathered by my work, but I am still elegant, like the sturdy, dark tents of Kedar. And despite my rustic life, I possess a beauty that is timeless and refined, like the rich embroidered hangings of Solomon's temple." What an incredible assertion of self-worth.
It's a phenomenal moment, truly. Self-acceptance and defiance of superficial standards all rolled into one. This speaks to a powerful, enduring truth. True beauty goes far beyond superficial appearances, way beyond. She's communicating something deeper to her beloved, something like, "I'm sturdy. When difficult times come, I'm not leaving."
Yeah.
She's saying, "My beauty is not fragile or fleeting. It's resilient, shaped by my life and work, and it signifies my enduring value and commitment." The comparison to the tents of Kedar made of dark, durable goat hair speaks of resilience and steadfastness. And the curtains of Solomon's temple were luxurious and beautiful, yes, but also enduring, crafted for a sacred, lasting space. So she's weaving together themes of strength, resilience, and a deep intrinsic beauty that isn't easily faded. For us today, this is such a powerful reminder not to judge a book by its cover, right? To look deeper than skin deep. It's also a profound lesson for parents, maybe, to foster security in their children for who they are, encouraging them to find their worth in their God-given identity, rather than fleeting external standards. Her confidence just makes her even more desirable.
It's a wonderful message about inner strength, defining true beauty. Really is. And it's not just the lovers themselves, but the setting itself becomes almost a character in this celebration of intimacy. The verse states, "As we lie here on the grass, shaded by cedar trees and spreading firs," or "Our bed is green, a forest glen. Then the beams of our house are cedar and our rafters of fir." This imagery is just so rich with symbolism. It speaks to a sturdy, natural, private, and refreshing environment for intimacy. It's a space where their love can flourish, vibrant and enduring, like fresh, green growth and strong foundational wood. It's not just a physical location, is it? It becomes an extension of their love.
Absolutely. The setting is deeply symbolic. Our bed is green suggests vitality, renewal, and a continuous blossoming of their love, like fresh, vibrant growth in nature. It's alive.
The cedar beams and fir rafters speak to strength, permanence, and security. Cedar was a highly prized, durable wood, often used in temples and palaces. Very strong, very fragrant. So they're envisioning their intimate space as something sacred, strong, and enduring, a true sanctuary. It implies that their love is not confined to temporary passions, but is built upon a foundation as strong and unyielding as ancient cedar. This environment provides the perfect backdrop for their complete union, allowing their love to be both wild and natural, like the forest glade, and simultaneously strong and secure, like a divinely built structure. It suggests that true intimacy thrives in a place of both freedom and unwavering commitment, a place where they feel completely safe and cherished. Now, as we delve deeper into these ancient lyrics, it becomes clear very quickly that these are not just exquisite love poems, they're also profoundly explicit sexually. This song, in its very essence, makes an undeniably important, deeply biblical connection between conjugal love and sex. It proclaims an integrated wholeness that stands at the very center of what truly committed, wedded love means within a divine framework. It offers a compelling witness that men and women were created physically, emotionally, and spiritually to live in this kind of integrated love. It powerfully challenges those false notions of either loveless sex, which is purely physical without emotional connection, or sexless love, which kind of shies away from the physical expression of deep affection, both of which, unfortunately, permeate modern society. This book offers a divine corrective, showing God's intention for the full, beautiful union.
So it's more than just human poetry. It's presented as God's ultimate love song, almost a divine blueprint for human intimacy. The sources we're drawing from claim there was never a love song like this song. And the profound question is, why not? Because, as these texts suggest, God himself orchestrated it, expressing his deep love for us. And in doing so, describing what emotional and intimate union is truly meant to be for his creation. It's an elaboration on the Genesis story, isn't it? Where it's declared, it is not good for man to live alone, by celebrating the joyful and mutual union of two diverse personalities. It reveals that the ecstasy and fulfillment described here are precisely what God intends for us in the sacred bond of marriage. It's not a mere suggestion. It's an ideal toward which we are invited to strive for deep, satisfying fulfillment.
Exactly. And that's where the deeper allegorical layer of this book really comes into play. While focusing on the tangible physical love between a husband and a wife, it is also deeply metaphorical, profoundly so. It beautifully parallels God's relationship with humanity, depicting Christ's profound bridegroom love for his church. And by church, we mean the born-again believers, the saints, the collective body of believers, not a physical building or a specific denomination. That's key.
Right.
From Genesis, where God creates man and woman and brings them together, all the way to Revelation, culminating in the marriage of the Lamb, which symbolizes Christ's ultimate union with his redeemed people, the Bible consistently presents this allegory. God as the faithful husband, his people as the cherished wife. Even Jesus' very first miracle, turning water into wine at a wedding, is deeply symbolic. It's not just a display of power. It symbolizes him restoring joy and abundance to marriages that may have lost their vibrancy. It shows his explicit approval and profound desire for marital bliss and fruitfulness. It's an affirmation of the sanctity and joy of the marital covenant.
That deep allegorical connection truly adds another layer of profound meaning. It really does. And to understand it fully, our sources discuss 4 distinct kinds of love, drawing from ancient Greek concepts which are helpful here. There's agape, which is God's unconditional self-sacrificial love; philia, the deep, affectionate love between friends; storge, the protective, familial love you feel for your kin; and then there's eros. Eros is the erotic, intimate, physical love, and Song of Solomon dives headfirst into eros, describing it not as something to be ashamed of or hidden away, but as a beautiful, profound gift directly from God. It celebrates the ecstasy and orgasm itself as something designed, put together, developed, and given to us by God. This isn't a byproduct of the fall. It's a divine creation meant for pleasure, bonding, and profound connection within its proper sacred context. That's a truly revolutionary concept for many, isn't it?
It is, because society often gets it so wrong, doesn't it? Despite this divine design for eros, we unfortunately witness a global problem of its misuse. The staggering statistics surrounding the multi-billion-dollar pornography and prostitution industries highlight how this greatest high, this divinely engineered pleasure, is so often pursued outside its intended safe context. Think of it like a roller coaster. A roller coaster is designed to give you an incredible thrill, right? That exhilarating feeling of falling, of speed, of G-forces. It's an amazing experience.
Yeah, thrilling.
Thrilling, yes, but only safe and truly enjoyable in the proper designed environment, strapped in on the tracks with safety protocols. If you try to get that feeling of falling without being in the proper environment, without the rails, without the safety harnesses, well, it leads not to exhilaration, but to destruction, injury, and profound regret.
Good analogy.
God's design for erotic pleasure is precisely within the safe and sacred environment of marriage. It's within these boundaries that eros flourishes as intended, preventing the guilt, shame, remorse, and relational breakdown that so often follow illicit encounters. It ensures true joy and fulfillment.
That roller coaster analogy is so vivid and apt, really emphasizes the importance of context for something so powerful. The scripture is incredibly clear and unapologetic about this. Proverbs, for instance, tells us, "Whosoever findeth a wife, findeth a good thing and obtains favor from the Lord." Simple as that. And then in a very explicit passage, it counsels, "Let her be as a loving hind and a pleasant robe. Let her breast satisfy thee at all times, and be thou ravished always with her love." This isn't just about the practicalities of procreation, is it? It's about deep, ongoing satisfaction, about a husband being utterly consumed by the love for his wife, finding unending contentment, intoxication, and rapturous delight in their physical and emotional bond. What does ravished always truly imply about God's vision for marital passion?
Ravished, always. It means to be perpetually captivated, utterly enthralled, deeply satisfied, continuously. It suggests a love that never grows stale, a desire that remains vibrant and continually renewed. It's a divine mandate, almost, for sustained passion and joy within marriage. It elevates marital intimacy beyond just a duty to a source of unending delight and renewal. This is profound because it establishes a standard for the longevity and intensity of desire within marriage that is often lost in modern discourse. It implies that God intends for the intimate experience between a husband and wife to be so fulfilling, so captivating, that it consistently draws them back to each other, fostering a perpetual state of wonder and satisfaction. It's a continuous wellspring of joy, not just a fleeting moment.
And the apostles echo this sentiment with very practical guidance. Paul, in 1 Corinthians, advises, "Nevertheless, to avoid fornication, let every man have his own wife, and let every wife have her own husband." Pretty straightforward. And he goes even further, offering incredibly practical counsel. "Defraud ye not one the other, except it be with consent for a time, that ye may give yourselves to fasting and prayer, and come together again, that Satan tempt you not for your incontinency." This isn't just theological, it's a direct, almost radical piece of advice for married couples, isn't it? What does defraud ye not one the other really mean in this context, and why is it so important?
It means do not withhold intimacy from each other. Simple as that. Paul is essentially saying that regular physical intimacy within marriage is not merely optional, it is a protective and necessary part of God's design. The phrase, "defraud ye not," carries the weight of a duty, or maybe an expectation is a better word. It's a mutual obligation to meet each other's needs, to cherish and satisfy one another physically. The only exception he gives is by mutual consent for a specific spiritual purpose like fasting and prayer, but with the explicit instruction to come together again.
Right, come together again.
Exactly. And the underlying reason is vital, that Satan tempt you not for your incontinency. In other words, consistent intimacy within marriage serves as a safeguard against temptation, against looking outside the marriage for fulfillment. It ensures that desires are fulfilled within the proper God-ordained boundaries, keeping the bed undefiled, as the Bible says elsewhere. This apostolic guidance underscores that the physical union is not just for procreation, but is a crucial component of marital health, spiritual protection, and mutual satisfaction. It's a way of building and maintaining a strong bond that resists external pressures.
That's incredibly practical advice that often gets overlooked, I think. Continuing with practical wisdom from the chapter, when the woman asks her beloved, "Where are you during the midday? What's going on? How are you doing?" Even when they're apart, it speaks volumes about the vital need for continuous conversation and staying deeply connected. It's not just a casual check-in, it's an urgent desire to be present in each other's thoughts and actions, even when physically separated. It's about taking your partner, and metaphorically taking the Lord, with you everywhere you go, making them a constant presence in your thoughts and actions. What does this tell us about the foundation of a truly thriving relationship, beyond just the physical?
It speaks to the absolute necessity of emotional intimacy and consistent communication. Absolutely vital. This isn't a transactional relationship where they only connect when physically together. Her question signifies a deep desire for shared experience, for knowledge of his daily life, his struggles, his triumphs. It means pursuing a relational rhythm where you are constantly attuned to your partner's world, their feelings, their needs, even if they aren't physically beside you. In today's busy world, this translates to intentional check-ins, doesn't it? Active listening, sharing the mundane and the profound, all of it. It's about making your partner feel seen and known, ensuring they are always a part of your mental landscape. This constant seeking of connection and intertwining of daily lives forms the robust, resilient fabric of a lasting bond, preventing distance from creating those emotional gaps.
It's about being in sync, isn't it? Even when apart. And then the groom's affirmation. He calls his beloved, "O thou fairest among women." Again, with the affirmation, this isn't just a casual remark. It's presented as an essential act of profound affirmation. For women especially, compliments and consistent assurance aren't merely extra benefits. They can be fundamental needs. This is particularly true given how external pressures and societal messages, or even what we might call spiritual adversaries, often target a woman's sense of worth and identity, trying to make her feel used or inadequate or guilty. So, what is the man's responsibility here in continually assuring his wife of her beauty and value, and how does that prevent outside interference?
It's a man's sacred responsibility, truly. The constant affirmation of his wife's beauty and worth is like building an impenetrable wall of security around her heart. When a woman feels consistently cherished, desired, and beautiful in the eyes of her husband, she becomes deeply satisfied within that relationship, fundamentally satisfied. This profound satisfaction acts as a powerful deterrent against outside interference. Whether that's the insidious whispers of insecurity, the temptations of external validation, or the enemy's attempts to sow doubt. Her cup is so full from his affirmation that she doesn't feel the need to seek validation elsewhere. And this principle is reciprocal, of course. Women, too, have the crucial role of affirming their men, ensuring they feel their efforts, their provision, their strength, and their love are recognized and received. It's about creating an atmosphere where both partners are so profoundly satisfied and secure in their mutual admiration that external temptations just lose their allure.
That creates a powerful self-sustaining loop of affirmation. I like that. And the husband's role, as depicted in the chapter, is equally significant. He's the shepherd who brings himself home to the shepherd's tent at the end of the day, providing sanctuary and security. This isn't just about providing financially, it's about prioritizing that home life, emotionally and physically. It implies seeing your partner not just as a lover, but as a cherished friend as well, encompassing both philia and eros. He's not rushing home just for physical intimacy. He's coming home to be present, to enjoy the entirety of their shared experience. What does that dual role of shepherd and friend entail for a husband in a relationship?
It entails a comprehensive commitment, a total commitment. The shepherd provides guidance, protection, and provision for his flock, right? Bringing himself home to the shepherd's tent symbolizes bringing his presence, his leadership, and his very being to the heart of their shared life. This means making home life the priority, not just financially, but emotionally, spiritually, and physically. It's about being consistently available, providing a safe harbor where his wife feels secure, protected, and deeply loved. The blend of philia, friendship, and eros, erotic love, is crucial here. A husband who is also his wife's best friend understands her deeply, respects her, values her input, which in turn enriches their physical intimacy, making it more profound and meaningful. It's all connected. It's about truly investing his whole self into the relationship, cultivating a partnership where love, trust, and desire are inextricably intertwined. He's not just a provider, he's a protector, a confidant, and an ardent lover.
That blend really is what makes a relationship resilient and vibrant. And the consequences of honoring this divine design for intimacy are profound. Unlike the guilt, shame, and remorse that often follow illicit sexual encounters, the intimacy within marriage, as God intended, leads to something entirely different, an afterglow. It's described as a lasting joy and satisfaction that continues to affect you, lingering and nourishing, much like the pleasant, lingering effect of fine wine. How does this afterglow distinguish divinely intended intimacy from all other forms? And what does it communicate about God's view of this union?
The afterglow is like God's signature on the act. It really is. Illicit encounters outside of his design might offer fleeting pleasure, sure, but they often leave a residue of emptiness, regret, or even self-loathing. We see that all the time. But within the sacred covenant of marriage, when intimacy is honored within God's design, the experience is transformative. It's not just a physical release, it's a spiritual and emotional replenishment. This afterglow is a lasting joy, a deep sense of peace, security, and profound connection that extends beyond the moment of physical union. It's like a spiritual affirmation, a divine applause, if you will.
Divine applause.
Yeah, the sources describe it as God seeing this union as fine gold and jewelry being put together, a gem that glorifies him. This means that when a husband and wife come together in their God-ordained intimacy, he's not just approving, he is celebrating. He sees their union as a beautiful, precious creation that reflects his own desire for intimacy and unity. This afterglow strengthens the bond, leaves a positive, profound impact that fuels the relationship and draws them closer, not just to each other, but also to God.
That's a beautiful thought, that God is actively celebrating this sacred connection. But this kind of thriving, radiant relationship doesn't just happen automatically, does it? It takes work. The text subtly hints at the need for active planning and intentionality. Knowing that if you don't angle and point your draw toward your partner, the adversary, or just the distractions of life will try to trip you up, pulling your eyes and heart elsewhere. It's about maintaining that living, green, and sturdy connection, continually being renewed and developed. What does it mean to angle and point your draw towards your partner in today's world?
It means making a conscious, deliberate choice every single day to prioritize your partner in your relationship. It's an active posture of the heart and mind. In a world absolutely full of distractions, social media, work, other demands, it's so easy for our attention and affection to drift, isn't it?
So easy.
To angle and point your draw means to intentionally direct your focus, your energy, and your desires towards your spouse. It means nurturing the relationship, planning time together, listening deeply, initiating intimacy, and consciously guarding against anything that might erode that bond. It's about consistently watering that green bed of your relationship, reinforcing the cedar beams of your commitment. Without this intentionality, without actively choosing to invest in and protect the marital bond, it becomes vulnerable. It just does. This constant renewal and development keeps the relationship vibrant and unblemished, much like a beautifully crafted and well-maintained piece of jewelry, shining brightly against the backdrop of life's challenges. Now, for those who seek deeper meaning, Song of Solomon becomes more than just a love song. It transforms into a clue, almost like a secret society language for the child of God. It's not just a physical love song, it's profound metaphor, a rich allegory for our spiritual intimacy with the Lord himself. This is where understanding by faith, discerning in the Spirit, becomes absolutely paramount. It's almost as if the entire opera, the whole psalm, is designed to be fully grasped only by those with spiritual understanding, revealing profound truths about God's desire for a relationship with us that mirrors the intensity and beauty of human marital love.
That's a powerful shift in perspective, isn't it? Elevating the text to a spiritual plane. When the woman says, "Let him kiss me with the kisses of his mouth," and it's so vividly compared to tasting the finest wine, well, the spiritual parallel is astonishing. It immediately brings to mind the scripture, "Oh, taste and see that the Lord is good." This isn't about a weak, polite, smack-kiss relationship with God, is it? He doesn't want a superficial connection. He desires us to come in tongue first, so to speak. Right. To truly embrace all of him, to fully experience his goodness, his presence, his very nature. Do you want God with that depth of desire? Do you want to be fully immersed in his presence, to taste and experience his goodness with every fiber of your spiritual being? It's a call to a deeper spiritual hunger.
Precisely. It's a call to spiritual abandon, really, to a profound, unreserved intimacy with the divine. And then when the text says, "The virgins love thee," on the surface it refers to those drawn to the beloved man. But allegorically, it speaks to those who have not yet experienced this deep, profound intimacy with God, but are longing for it. Actively seeking him with pure, undefiled hearts, they are prepared to receive him fully. It's an invitation to invite God into every single situation of our lives, our joys, our sorrows, our daily routines, our deepest fears, so that he can be an active, present, and integral part of every experience. Bringing us into the fullness he desires for us is about a readiness of heart, a spiritual yearning that is as profound and compelling as any physical longing, a pursuit of his presence in every aspect of our existence.
So it's about a spiritual courtship, a continuous seeking, and the call to "draw me, we will run after thee" beautifully encapsulates our eagerness to be with God. Just as a man is drawn irresistibly to a beautiful woman, we should always feel that profound pull, that magnetic attraction towards God. Not walking, but truly running to him, longing for his presence to be brought into his chambers, his innermost being. And crucially, when we feel drawn to anything outside of him, anything that would compete for our ultimate affection and loyalty, well, it's a stark reminder to instantly cut and sever that, to redirect our desire, our gaze, and our hearts back towards him, and by extension, back towards our spouse in the marital context. It's a powerful call to spiritual fidelity and focus.
It is a call to constant, unwavering focus.
Absolutely.
And the idea of dove's eyes, which is brought up in chapter 1 as a compliment, it also suggests seeing not only through natural physical eyes, but also through the eyes of the Spirit. In the literal sense, it means seeing the purity, gentleness, and beauty in your beloved. But spiritually, it's a call to be in love with both the natural and spiritual aspects of our partner, seeing their inner character, their divine spark, their God-given essence, and similarly seeing both the manifest presence of God and his spiritual truths. Our bed is green, in the allegorical sense, signifies a relationship with God that is alive, vibrant, and continually renewed through his Spirit, alive and growing. And the cedar beams and fir rafters symbolize the sturdiness of a divinely founded union, both in marriage and in our spiritual walk with God. It speaks of a permanent, lasting bond that is not easily shaken, a union that is meant to reflect his glory and endure through all seasons, founded on his unwavering truth and love.
So, we've taken a truly deep dive into Song of Solomon, chapter 1, and discovered it's far more than just ancient poetry, isn't it? It's an unvarnished, beautiful, and yes, even explicitly erotic celebration of marital intimacy, presented as a profound gift to us directly from God Himself. It's about raw desire, captivating beauty, unwavering commitment, and the overflowing joy designed to be experienced fully within a sacred, divinely blessed union.
Yeah, and this chapter, in its boldness and beauty, it really challenges us to reflect deeply. If God designed such profound sensual pleasure for marital intimacy and depicts it with such rich, unwavering, and unashamed detail, well, what does that say about the level of intimacy and passion He desires with you personally, in your spiritual life? And how might embracing the full, unashamed, divinely intended spectrum of love in your own life, both the physical and the emotional, the human and the spiritual, how might that transform your deepest connections?
Something powerful to mull over as you go about your day. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. We hope this exploration has given you plenty to think about and perhaps even sparked a new appreciation for the profound wisdom found in some truly unexpected places within ancient texts.